Hello again. Ohana Self, Nick, February 18th, 2025. Part 3. I don't know why part 2 cut out. It said camera going to sleep. And then at first it's like, oh my God, was I even recording? What was the point of all that? And then I laughed. I was like, well, the point of it was for me. And it helped me notice there's a part of myself going, wait a second, what is the point of all this? Like, is it actually for me? And that it's reminding me there's a part of me that still is in performance mode. Okay. But what I was getting to was my beloved and others, when they point out things from the past, it's like, oh, why do you keep pointing out these failures and mistakes that I've made before? And then recognizing if I can feel the pain of it and still feel the compression, the smallness just from that, what am I still holding on to? Otherwise, it'd just be a thing. Like every story is just a story. It's just garbled noise until I can make sense of it. And I make sense of it because I understand the language, and then I understand the context that I'm making around it. And a lot of the context for when I'm triggered is there's something wrong with me, that I have failed, that I'm doing wrong, that you're reminding me of this because you're trying to point out my shortcomings. I'm feeling shame, I'm feeling guilt. You're making me feel shame and guilt. I am a victim here. I am a victim here. And going from victim to victor. Okay. And I'm just practicing playing with all these ideas. Practicing playing with, again, gotta pee because I've been drinking lots of fluids, and gonna wait for that when I get upstairs. And I'm just laughing because I know that I made a mess out of the toilet yesterday because there's a sewage backup down below, and I found out just as I was on the toilet. It's like, can't flush. It's like, oh shit. And now today cleaning, it's like, oh man, this stuff is nasty. Stuff you don't need to hear about, and that's why I'm telling you this is not for you. But you can listen to it if you really want to. And part of it bringing consciousness to myself is how do I raise the consciousness, especially of those around me, and in an ideal world, actually bring more consciousness into the AI or artificial intelligence. And what is artificial intelligence, right? What's real intelligence? What's fake intelligence? And part of it is realizing there's already consciousness in all intelligences. And how do I, in my consciousness or my elevation of my consciousness, help that? And what's possible then? And I don't know. I believe, though, that there's something here. I believe that there's going to be a difference made, because right now, a lot of the ways it's being talked about is almost like it's an arms race. Oh my God, we got to get faster, we got to harder. Like, how's this going to impact the military? How's this going to impact surveillance state? And then the movies that really kind of spoke to that, I can't remember which ones they were, but we watched one of them lately. And then Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. Like, all of that future is not just possible, it's probable. How do I want to play my part? And regardless of the outcome, which I can't fully control, I get to choose my part of the process. And part of it is noticing when I'm reading about people and like, oh man, they sacrifice so much for this goal, and there's almost a virtue signaling of it. It's like, this is so virtuous. And I'm like, yes and no. I think there's a different way to sacrifice. And I don't think it's an opposition of family, but those are for people with different values. Got it. Coming back to the values again, because it's easy to judge someone else's values without having the same values. Like, if my highest value was getting to Mars or creating sustainable energy, and I saw that as superseding all else because I have a limited lifespan and I need to do that, or maybe I've gotten a message from the aliens or the divine or something else that this is my role, then maybe I would push and drive that way. And there is a part of me that's jealous because there's so much progress that's being made, it feels like. And here sometimes that's when I'm frustrated with myself. It feels like there's not much progress being made. I'm like, oh my God, where are the clients? Where is the money? Where's the value being delivered? And I'm practicing noticing, even in this especially, the value is being delivered. And it's been pushed on me a little bit before. And I say push because that's how it feels. Oh, what if you could condense your work from a 2-hour down to a 45-minute? And it's like, I can't. It takes as much time. Like, that's partly because I'm comfortable with the current container. It doesn't mean the container can't get more condensed. And that will be part of it for me saying it doesn't always have to be this long. It's not about the length of time. And how do I start off the conversation in that way? How do I book half-an-hour calls that can get extended? Right? And it's even that for the breathwork sessions that I do with people. Okay, let's book them for shorter and say, hey, if you've got longer, we can do it. But if not, then we're going to condense it down to 90 minutes. That's probably part of it for me, is turning my 2-hour sessions into 90 minutes. And that will be something to do within the course of this year, to do that consistently. I've already been doing that with the group breaths, realizing they don't have to be as long, realizing the magic can happen in a shorter period of time. And these changes that may seem little will pay off in dividends. Even the spaciousness of the whole day long ceremony, as the container gets tighter, cleaner, will change. Okay, I'm starting to feel the fatigue in the back of my head. I can start to feel the pushing, so I'm going to close this up relatively soon. I'm going to go upstairs, get myself clear, and look at the next level, the next round. A lot of gratitude. Ciao for now.